Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of East Meets West, the official show of the CBFFL. I'm your host, Fanshaw Jake, here as always with the guy to my right. Most of you know him as Big Matty, owner of the Wissinoming Radskins. And of course, to my left here, the commissioner of the league, Joseph Bell, the owner of both sides of the bun. How was week 10 for everybody?
Fuck you.
Great.
We'll dive into that a little bit later. Week 10 brought us a pivotal divisional week, so we're going to dive right into that. We're going to start in the East, as we always do. The Wissinoming, am I right in saying that right? The Wissinoming Radskins, right?
Yes, it's like the first time you got it right.
Yeah, all right. The Wissinoming Radskins traveled up 95 North to Willits Road to take on the Globo Gym Purple Cobras. This was an outlier. I don't know who followed this one all day. This one started on Sunday at 1 o'clock. Matt had two running backs going, Aaron Jones and Nick Chubb. I believe I had 5 players going. I didn't get the lead that I wanted. Nick Chubb's 59-yard run at the end, without scoring a touchdown, kept it close going into the 4 o'clock games. At 4 o'clock, Matt had the rest of his team going, all 7 players. He was trying to get that lead that was going to not let me come back on Sunday night with Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews ended up having a pretty solid night. I believe he got a little less than 10 points. And it all came down to Monday. Monday night, I had the Vikings defense, and I was sweating this one out. They ended up allowing, I believe, 130, 140 yards, which kept me between the 100 and 199-yard mark. And they kept it under, 13 points?
It was 13.
Yeah, so I kept right underneath that threshold of 14. That would have put me into another category, losing points. I was able to pull this one out by 2.1 points. I'm going to throw it to Matt. How was your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on
Why?
this game? Yeah, I
Just
know.
why? Why is this a thing? Is it every week? Is it every other year? I'm first place in the division. I'm last place in the division.
Tell them what happened.
It's bad juju.
Tell them what
happened is I'm stupid, and I left Deontay Johnson on my bench like a dumbass. Nick Chubb, love him. It was a great play. I could have used a touchdown. Yeah, but it won me the game. And also, I had to rely on Nick Foles to get a 40-second come from behind win.
They had 115. They had 115 yards, I think, through 3 quarters.
I didn't even need the yards. If they would have scored, a touchdown and got 20 points, you would have lost 3 points.
Well, Nick Foles wasn't in it.
Who the hell was it? I don't even know.
Bray.
Who?
Bray.
Who?
Bray.
Yeah.
The guy they called Bray.
Who?
The loss dropped the Radskins to 3-7. I believe that's a 7-game losing streak now. We do this all the time. I think it's like every other year now.
It's
We
every
have
other
like
year.
a big losing streak.
Every
for
other
them.
year. Yeah, every other fucking year.
Yeah, it dropped into 3-7. It pushed the Cobras to 5-5. This was a huge matchup for playoff implications in the East. So we're going to dive into the playoffs a little bit later. We're going to move on to shirts off, pants down, going up against C Block's biggest loser. C Block's biggest loser. This was a pretty much a wash from the
Did he
beginning.
double his score?
Yeah, Brian was calling this all week. He got over doubled points and 7 players under 8 points. Picked up Cordell Patterson. It was, I guess, a nice fill-in. I think he had a little less than 12 points with that touchdown. Marion Hopkins continued for Charlie, a little less than 52 points. Swift, 24 points. Brian, again, I think this has been like consistent for Brian throughout the year, especially with the quarterback. Brady, I think this is the second time Brian left Brady on his bench with plus 30 points.
Brian is the only guy that has rostered 2 quarterbacks all year and has started the wrong quarterback every week.
Every week. Good team, shitty owner.
Yeah, it just is what it is.
The loss dropped Brian to 4-6. Charlie going to 6-4. I think all 3 of us predicted in the beginning of the year that he would make the playoffs.
Nope.
Not Matt. Us too.
2 out of 3 of us.
I think he came 4th.
Excuse me. In the beginning of the year, predicted Charlie to make the playoffs. This would be his first playoff berth. I say this every week. This is the latest in any season that Charlie has been over 500.
He can clinch this week.
He can clinch this week. I think we have a few scenarios where people can clinch. I think I might be the only person that would be able to not clinch. Yeah, and I think overall, I think
Alex can clinch.
Yeah, I think Brock can too. He's 2 games up on Jose.
He's 2 games up on Jose. He would need a win and Jose to lose.
Yeah.
Oh.
That would put him 3 with 2 left. But again, we'll dive into the playoffs later. We're going to go to the last game on the slate for the East. This one sucked. B Block's finest going up against Average Joe's. Slight win for B Block, 73 to basically 58. was tough scoring across the league. A lot. We talked about this before.
Unless you were Brock.
Yeah, unless you were
Unless you were
Brock.
Brock.
We'll get into that. But
Or Tommy.
Tommy, yeah. Well, Tommy just
Put up.
ran into the high of the week. I think that's a couple
Did
times
Tommy
this
have
year.
second high of the week?
Can we talk about Tommy one at a time? Talk about Tommy.
Maybe.
For Steve Claypool, I forget how he picked it up. Did he just add him? Is that
Yes.
just a free agent pickup?
He spent a lot of fab on
He
it.
spent fab on
Did
him,
he?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't know if it was like a cheap pickup or not.
No.
A little less than 20 points. He continues to play well. Suck up was that was big for Steve. Right now we're getting down to points. Like we're coming towards the part of the year where people are battling for playoff positions and points are at a premium right now. Steve has, I think, a sizable lead on me, but me being a game back, I'm still able to get that bye. I have an opportunity to get the bye. But as far as points, Tom didn't put up a lot of them this week. 7 players under 9. He had picked up that running back, I believe, from the Dolphins, which was a nice little pickup, but obviously didn't do anything.
Ahmed.
Yeah, it didn't do much. He's not a
Pretty
fit. Well,
A very good game.
that's what I said. I said it was a good pickup.
Yeah.
But like it didn't do much for the
Oh, it didn't do much for his
outcome
team,
of the game.
Right.
At 4-6, Tom is not officially out of it, but I was speaking with him earlier, and we both kind of agree it's time for Average Joe to start thinking about ping pong balls. I don't think he has the firepower to make any type of comeback, or the schedule. But again, we'll dive into that a little bit later. On to the Polska Mafia, which Matt seems to want to talk about today. Going up against the Brock football team. Brock inching closer to a second straight playoff berth. High of the week, huge week. The only one, I think, a couple people go over 100. Alex and Jose, I think, also went over 100, right?
I believe Charlie did as well.
And Charlie, yeah. So a couple people went over 100, but Brock kind of separated himself this week, almost 143 points. 3 players go over 20. Jacobs a little less than 28. Gibson right around 21, and I think Rogers had about 25 points. Diggs had the big game for Tommy, and Gallman, which has been a pretty big pickup for him. Got him some points, close to 100, but they fell to 2-8 to Polska Mafia, and they have been officially eliminated from the playoffs. We'll have a little bit more on that franchise in the league news segment. We're going to go to the next game in the West. Jose's Hooligans going up against Alexander's Greats. Alex, 7-game win streak, able to pull off another one. I guess he pulled off the guarantee. He guaranteed in the beginning of the week. He's been hot in the group text. He's continued to talk a bunch of shit. Big day from Ronald Jones, a little less than 25 points, and Jacoby Myers. It's been a nice little pickup for Alex, a little less than 14 points. 7-game win streak. Jose on a 3-game slide. Outside looking in right now. We'll get into. He's our guest today, so we'll get into a little bit of that later with him. And we're going to move on to the last game. Ring the bells. The streak continues. 10-0. We're getting closer to the perfect regular season. Something I think we all talked about. We never thought would actually happen. And
Cue the trash talk that someone that played you scored under 100 points again. I scored under 80, but
Appreciate that.
yeah, you'll get a lot. I mean, if you do go 12-0, you'll have a lot of people throwing out reasons why you went 12-0, and if I did this, that. It doesn't matter in this
we
format.
call those just haters and
Right.
wish that they were.
It doesn't matter in a
there,
format like
but-
this. We play head-to-head weekly.
Yeah.
You could score 10 points, and the other team can score 9. If you get the win, you get the win, and it goes on the win column. So,
We do have breaking news. Minnesota selecting Anthony Edwards, number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft.
all right. Matt, any insight on Anthony Edwards?
Stay tuned.
The sanitation department, like I said, going to 10-0. Scored under 100 this week, but they went up against the both sides of the bun, who scored less than 80. So that formula is going to get you a win every week.
Lowest score all year.
Of me?
Me.
Oh, yeah.
That was your
yeah.
lowest score all
Same.
year? Oh, no shit.
Same.
Both sides of the bun moving to 3-7. Like I said, the sanitation department goes to 10-0. For both sides of the bun, Lamar finally having a decent game for him, I guess, a little less than 22 points. But 6 players under 10, that's going to be a recipe.
Yeah. Michael Thomas looking like a poor
Pedestrian.
trade choice.
Yeah, right now.
Win some, you lose some.
But we did talk about you still are in the playoff hunt. We need a semi-miracle, I guess we could say. So we'll dive into your team once we get into the playoff spot. League news, we're going to dive into that. We had a little bit of fab. Hines, again, he's on, I believe this guy's had like $300 spent on him this year. $37 in fab. Big Ben, $16. And Hines was for Bry with the pickup, and that would be shirts off, pants down. Big Ben going to the sanitation department. I believe Josh Allen's off this week, right?
Yeah.
$16. And Taysom Hill, $8 for sanitation department. Why the high price on Ben? Were you expecting someone else to put a bid on him?
I thought Steve, who dropped Carson Wentz this week, would attempt to pick him up. I mean, that's the guy's fighting for a playoff spot. His opponent doesn't have a quarterback. There's one clear-cut choice. I thought, he'd play a little strategy.
Don't think that way, Mike.
Yeah, I guess I overestimated him.
I just don't think that way.
So that's what, $24 you spent this week. Where does that leave you? Do you know?
Oh, I'm very poor.
Well, let me ask you:
Rich man's record.
Does Fab mean as much in the playoffs? Will it mean as much in the playoffs for you as it does during the regular season? Because I know we talked about this earlier, where people were saying, I would just blow all my money because it doesn't really matter in the end. But I mean, maybe someone like you don't really have any spot. God, you have Kenny Galladay on the bench.
Yeah,
You know what
I mean,
like you don't really have spots to fill. But
my thought process with that is, at this point in the season, I don't expect to find like a quote unquote league winner this late. I mean, not to say that one couldn't emerge, that I'm not.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm comfortable with the depth I have on my team. Like Steve's clearly favored this week. I mean, he's got projected like 120, so I'm going kind of, balls to the wall here to try and keep the streak alive. I mean,
you got a tough opponent coming up.
Yeah, I don't like my chances this week.
See, the way I was looking at it, I think I'm down to like $16 or $13 or something. Like this week, I didn't spend any money because I feel like we're getting down to that. Like you're saying league winner, I'm thinking of a week winner. Like if there's a player out there that like pops up on that week, like I think Carlos Hyde just popped up because they play Thursday, and I don't think Carson's been practicing.
He practiced today.
Did he practice today? Okay, so I don't.
Yesterday,
Did
whatever
he?
the latest practice was, he's limited. He's questionable. Pete Carroll said he looks good. Him and Lockett should be a go.
But yeah, at this point, I'm looking at it more like the week, like helping me just that week. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm trying to keep every dollar I can going into the playoffs. And it seems like I said when we were talking earlier in the year, it seemed like everyone was like, well, I'll just spend all my Fab money and that kind of be it. But that was just something I wanted to get a little insight off you. We did have a tad bit of league news. Tommy, the owner of the Polska Mafia, throwing out a little bit of a cryptic message, I guess we can say.
I don't think it was cryptic. It's pretty clear cut today.
Well, nobody else is in the group text, so I didn't want to just throw it out there like that. I think the way I presented it, Matt, we could have had a talking point, but the way you said it just kind of shut it all down. But there's rumors circulating about the Polska Mafia maybe folding at the end of the year. We don't have many details right now, but whenever we do, we have had talks about any other owners coming in. So anybody in the West, we're kind of delegating everything to that side. If there's anybody you recommend, anybody you know, throw a name out there, and then it'll be discussed amongst the group. But that's something that would need to be finalized and discussed later in the year.
Say we are looking for talent right now, so
Well,
no offense to Tommy. There's no offense to Tommy on the talent part.
no.
Yeah,
America, did you have it?
well, I was just gonna say, should we announce who we've reached out to?
We've reached out to one previous owner of the league, but if there's interest, we'll be moving forward more than likely. But
Interviewing all candidates.
But if anyone if you want to join in on a fun fantasy league, we're still getting kicked off the ground, trying to do some fun things. Put a comment below. Maybe you'll be chosen. Never know.
I like that. So that's pretty much it for league news. I don't think we have much else. We are going to dive into the playoffs, but I believe we have some questions, and I completely skipped one of the most important parts of the entire show, the Commissioner's Power Rankings. So we're going to get to the questions, and then we're going to do the Power Rankings before we get to the questions, because we can't miss the Power Rankings. I look forward to that.
Okay.
Any questions?
Yes, we did have questions, and more breaking news. The Golden State Warriors select James Wiseman with number 2 pick in the NBA draft.
So ball is falling a little bit, huh?
Mellow ball is dropping a bit. All right. Power rankings, number 12, coming in at 12.
So we're going to do the Power Rankings first and then the questions, because I look forward to that.
Yes.
So get into the Power Rankings first.
Yes.
So organized.
Yes. So an anonymous owner comes in with
We're going to do the questions now before the Power Rankings, because I really look forward to the questions.
What is happening?
You got something you want to say?
Is Joe's heating up still?
Is that question number?
Yeah, that's still a question.
I needed that.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Joe's is
Are
about to
you
start.
heating up still?
About to start heating up just like
They're
that
gonna-
fucking
yeah.
heat is heating up. The shit is going off the rails. You can tell by America's face over there. He's not happy with us.
It's the bounce back.
Get to the question.
It's
He's
the
sick
bounce
of
back.
Mellow
Well, no, I was just gonna say in the coolness power rankings, Joe's is number 1.
Joe's is always.
Joe's is number 1.
Shout out to Tom for coming over and fixing my heat today. My house was at 54 degrees when I woke up this morning. I was freezing my balls off. My man came over and fixed that. So anybody needs any
So,
fixing in
technically,
your house.
Globo Gym Purple Cobras are heating up.
Yeah, we are heating up.
Heating up, alright.
Knock on wood that my heater
At
don't
least
go
he
out.
can heat somebody. He can heat somebody up. Give it 3 weeks.
Yeah,
It'll be-
right. I'll get the Tom Magic.
It'll be traded for something. Couple fans.
Anything.
Yeah.
Washer.
Next question.
Wait, that was really a question? Somebody asked that? No shit. All right. Yeah, that was a good
The
one.
king is
Whoever
sick.
sent that in, that was a good one.
The king of segues here, Jake.
I
I'm
like
kicking it up. Tommy has 7 players on bye. Which, if any, waiver targets do you think he's going to go after? Or how do you think he even fields the starting lineup this week against Jake?
I think Tommy is in the mindset of wake up on Sunday, it's 12:15, let me check my roster, and if I need to pick somebody up to fill a spot, that's what I'm going to do. And that's pretty much it. I don't think.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I don't think he's chalking it up or anything like that.
No.
I think he's playing it out, but I would say that's just been Tommy's strategy all year, so why stop now?
Just remember, Tommy, you can still knock a couple hours off your I guess fee, your league fee for the year by winning high of the week. I don't know if you have the firepower to do it, but it's a possibility. Hashtag HOTW.
Can we talk about yes? What? High of the week or hot to
I try to make shit hashtag. Nobody in the league hashtag. I'm really into hashtag. I don't know.
Also, can we talk about this? This is a direct shot at the West, and it's only been our division. But if you come in last and you have to buy a nameplate, just suck it up and buy the nameplate. Don't go quitting the league every other year. Like this whole rotational thing. Just give me 3 in a
It's
row.
just last fucking place.
Yeah, like
Bounce back next year.
no. You put some stickers on the board one day per year. Yeah, no, suck it up.
Speaking of that,
You
we
just
do
gotta
need
stand in the
we
sun
do need
for
to
a little
finish
bit.
getting the plates on. But we're gonna go to the next one.
We're actually going to go into this a little bit later.
We're
We're going to go into this a little bit later, so I'm going to skip it. But it has to do with, spoiler alert, the end of season schedules and how playoffs are. So that was a question that came in. We already got that here in CBFFL. We know what you want.
So we'll
we
tie-
already have that
like,
set for.
like the commission,
later
we'll tie
in the
that
show.
into our playoff segment, which we have been promising for weeks.
And then we have the next question: is it time to start looking for trade of the year, pickup of the year candidates? I think this owner is really hoping he gets one of those awards, and he wants to know if it's going to be voted on by the league
He's hoping
or
he gets both.
So the way this is going to work, I've already been kind of working on this with Tom, believe it or not. We've been trying to figure out categories. So if anyone can think of any other categories, we do have kind of the generic ones: league MVP, pickup of the year. I was trying to do something with the draft, like steal with the draft, but that gets like a little tricky. GM of the year is the big one. I'm trying to put something together for GM of the year to make it kind of like more.
Tom's up for that.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to make it. Stop throwing me. Trying to make it like more of a little bit of an incentive. Maybe get somebody like like a $25 gift card or something. Like I threw that out last year, but something just like incentivized to make that award a little bit better. I was trying to come up with names for the award, so if anyone can kind of think of anything. I was also trying to differentiate the divisions when you win the division during the regular season. The way I kind of have it worded now is like regular season, East regular season division winner, and then you go like when you go to the championship, you win the division again, kind of. You know what I mean? So if anyone has any names for like what we would call the trophy, whoever wins their division, stuff like that. But as far as awards, anyone has any suggestions? Send them in. Like I said, we kind of got the generic ones. They are being worked on. The format for that is going to be I'm either going to do it in the app and kind of through the message board, and everyone goes in and votes that way, or I'm going to do individual text and kind of give you like a nice long text each question, and then give you your choices. We'll probably do the same thing we kind of did last year, where it's mostly all playoff teams, and we'll try to, if there's somebody like Jose goes 6 and 7 and leads the league in scoring, and you break down all his pickups and all that, maybe somebody on the outside can win GM of the year. But right now, I think we kind of got, I would say, a 2-team race for GM of the year. Steve's kind of put himself in position, I think, yeah, I think so.
Didn't do anything.
But
Yeah, good trade.
he scores.
He did a good trade for
I mean,
Charlie.
he scores.
Stayed healthy.
I mean, that's what the name is.
Steve-
it's not the
Steve
name of the
scores.
game, but that's like kind of
Dude,
you know,
he had
staying
like
healthy.
6 straight weeks where a team scored like 101 or
Yeah,
I guess he scores. I just think 10-0.
So it'd be easy, kind of just, and I don't. This ain't nothing against Mike, but it'd be easy just to be like, even if he goes 12, like if you go 12 and 0, I guess like you would have to kind of.
About 13-0.
It's 13 and it was.
If he goes 13 and 0, you know what I mean. If he goes 13,
Even 12-0 is good. We don't see 13-0.
I guess it'd be kind of easy to like just be like, hand him the trophy, but I kind of do want to dive into it and break it down and give everybody like a fair shot and give you all the statistics, and then we kind of choose that way. But like I said, it'll either be in text form and I can get all the answers back from you. Excuse me. I think it would be better that way, simply because we can, I guess, kind of do a show like this. We can kind of have like an award show. You know what I mean? Instead of having it
Our
like,
very own Dundies.
yeah, instead of having like in the league poll.
Halftime music.
There you go. That's one thing we do want to start incorporating some music.
I think who's back?
Who's back?
The pastor. We get the pastor on here. Who the hell?
Oh, Mace. Mace is back in the city. He's living above the East Coast Sound Lab on Taj Ave. But yeah, I think we should do a show instead of having it just like open when you do the poll on the app or the website or whatever you use. It tells you right away like what the numbers are and how many people voted. So I think we'll keep that private and then we'll just do it on the show. And like I said, we're going to try to bump up at least the GM of the Year award. Like I said, maybe we can give like a little incentive for that. Sorry, I went on something long.
I bet you didn't expect that answer.
Sorry,
Anonymous owner number one.
Yeah.
We do have. I'm gonna get a little close to the camera because we have a video.
This
to
is
play.
fun. Yeah, this is fun.
So just to keep things, the video I'm about to show you is from one of our owners. He's currently on a 7-game winning streak.
This is before he left the league. I know he doesn't like when I bring this
Owner
up.
of
This is before
Alexander
he
the
left
Great.
league.
Took
So-
a year sabbatical.
Yes.
Had to get himself together.
This was the last time. So he is playing. His name is Alex, and he is playing Charlie this week.
two
Charlie's-
playoff teams.
2 playoff teams. First time potential playoff teams. Charlie has sent this in. They apparently have no beef or nothing going on, but I think Charlie's trying to stir some
I think
up.
that's about to change.
I think Alex put out a couple nice words.
Yes, Alex has
earlier
been
when he went
nothing
on
but
his rant.
professional and kind to Charlie.
One of the few people who's treated that way.
But
Someone's puffing their chest.
the
man.
last
I
time
love
these
this.
two played 2 years back when Alex was in the league the first time, Charlie had beaten him, and here's his response.
He's the Cleveland Browns.
Who the hell's Charlie?
Dude, exactly. My fucking point. Who the hell is Charlie? I'm losing to him. Fuck off, dude. That's bullshit. Oh, because of one player, because of Tyreek Hill. Fucking has 80 points. And it's not even fucking fourth quarter. And he's got 48 points. It's ridiculous. Here he is again.
She does
That was Alex. He's not the happiest now. He's more of a happy soul today. He's doing pretty well, 7-3. So, Charlie, Alex, that's what Charlie thinks of you. He said you're going to be right in that position again this week.
No.
So,
I think if Alex wins, we're going to see another emergency press conference.
we very well
yeah.
might.
We're getting close to a Solana. We got the Solana Bowl coming up, but we're getting close to a playoff.
Yeah,
Solana
Solana game.
match,
Could be
man.
the
There's a lot of shit that
Can you
happened
imagine
this year.
Alex doesn't break the streak week 12, but then breaks it in the playoffs?
Man, that's for a whole. That's a whole.
Man, we're
it's
getting
a
ahead of
whole segment
ourselves.
on
Let's
its
pull it
own,
back
man.
in.
Yeah, it's all.
One more comment from Alex, actually. He wants to tell the entire league that I had said anything bad about him, tell him that he's not on a playoff train, that it was just an illusion.
Choo-choo.
He'd like to say, and I quote, "I told you all so, stuff it." So
Stuff it.
that is the quote from Alex.
That's our questions.
That's all we have.
That's not all. That was a lot. I
Wait,
appreciate
breaking news.
More breaking news. We got-
LaMelo Ball is a member of the Charlotte Hornets.
Who are you gonna say?
Bobcats.
Yeah.
I was going to say Bobcats.
It's kind of ingrained.
Forced to have
It's
it,
ingrained in me too. Unfortunately, I hate that name. All right, so that's it for league news. Appreciate everybody sending in your questions. Now, to one of my favorite segments on the show, the Commissioner's Mailbag.
All right, coming in at number 13, we have Tommy. There you go. Coming in at number 12, we have the owner that will be taking the place of Tommy. Number 11, we have Tom.
There's a lot going on with the bottom of the barrel rankings right
For
now.
clarification,
One's this height and bald, and the other one's this height and dark hair. To clarify
The
anything.
Chicago Bulls took Patrick Williams.
Wow.
Number
really?
4, yeah.
That's good.
That's a good pick, Matt.
That was quick.
Number 10.
Good pick.
Number 10 is me. I'm down at 10, unfortunately.
That's nice of you.
Yes.
Look
Number
at that.
9. You.
Yeah.
Number.
Third in the league in scoring, I think.
It's fucking
Wait.
bullshit.
Scratch that. You're not number 9.
Yeah.
Totally kidding. Sorry, guys. Misread.
What am I?
Number 9 is Brian.
Oh.
Above me for hopefully the final week.
This is why I
Next.
love this segment, because down to the last second, he's thinking about all
Yeah.
this shit.
Well,
Like
they're written
numbers
down. I
and-
just wrote. Admittedly, I read the name wrong. We make mistakes here. We're humans. You know, they can YouTube. You
I don't
understand?
talk.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of editing right now.
No editing needed this round. Number 8. Can you guess? It's you. This time, it's really now.
I'll take it though. It's better than last week. I think it was 9.
Number 7
Progress.
is Jose.
Wow.
So a drop from 5 last week. He went from 2 to 7 in 2 weeks. A really rough stretch. We might have him on the show a little bit later, so we'll be able to talk to him and see how he's feeling about this drop. But
3-game losing streak.
yeah, number 6, Jake.
It's in the playoff spot.
Still sitting in the playoff spot. Yeah, kind of right where you were last week. I think you beat Matt.
That
Close
was
game,
huge.
but
That was huge.
Matt beat Matt. Let's be real.
It was huge.
Matt
Um,
beat Matt.
I did have to have Brock jump you for 5. He put an onslaught on Tommy.
Mhm.
142 points. That's a lot of
Finally.
points. Number 4,
This is where it gets dicey.
Alex.
Oh!
Because fuck you, Alex.
Oh! And why? All right, so go to. I guess obviously go to your next one.
Yes. Number 3, Charlie.
What was the thinking behind
Yeah.
3 and 4? Then?
I will not move Alex from 4 for
You
the
just
rest
said
of the
it.
season.
Fuck you out.
Oh, sorry. Okay, all right.
He has locked himself into 4.
Okay.
At best.
Yes. He is. We need to bring it back down. Alex is feeling himself a little bit too much. 7 games in a row. We all have it. We had a tough year last year.
I just don't hear about bias in the power rankings. That's all. You know what I mean?
Mm,
we're a fair show. I
We
think
are
everybody
not a
should be
fair show. There are 100% bias.
bias.
100% subjective, these power rankings. Except number 4, Alex, completely objective. So Alex, not fair. You can't put him above 4. We all played the season last year. Our bodies are beat up. Our teams are beat up. Alex takes a year off, thinks he can come in, go on a little 7-game win streak. We've been struggling through COVID, all this. Alex is into this year. Number 4, lock it up. Garlic meatballs.
Trying to hold it in myself.
Number 3, Charles. Chuck.
Charlie.
Charlito.
Potentially in the
Charles.
playoffs, man.
Charkeisha.
Charlie. He's got to be.
Charbroiled burger.
That's crazy.
Charizard. Yeah, he's better than Alex. He'll prove it this week.
If
Not
Alex
much.
beats him this week, will you flip them?
I will probably put Charlie higher. Number 2, Steve. Steve is in at number 2 because, as we just talked about, we have a little competition at the. Much as it pains me to say, because Mike is a division rival, there's no competition. He's 10-0. Give the man his credit. Stop hating. Looking at you. He's
Brian.
members. Steve's at number 2. He even said so himself. He doesn't really know how to math because 8 and 3 is 11 games. We played 12 so far, but
Oh, no,
Yeah.
you're fine. I was just
we
saying,
we played 12 games against one. You know, there's 12,
I got
6
you.
and 6, 8 and 3. Steve said it's 11, one less than 12. This is why we can't have him one. Guy can't math.
Okay.
He came out. Ring
Number
the bells.
1,
Ring the bells. Another
At-
week.
10-0. Mike, the sanitation department from the Solanic household. Congrats, man.
Great delivery.
Yes.
Another.
I'm never down, Matt. Even when I'm down, I'm up.
Another week. All right, well, that's it for the Commission's Power Rankings. One of our wonderful segments here. We're going to take a quick break because we're here with our guest, the owner of Jose Hooligans, the 2018 league champion, Jose DeJesus. Jose, how are you?
I'm good, man. Just chilling.
All right,
Ain't
so
been looking too hot lately, but still chilling.
no, 3-game losing streak. So let me ask you something. So you're second in scoring. You have 7 games over 100. If I was to tell you that, and 6th in points against. If I was to tell you that in the beginning of the year, would you tell me you'd be 4 and 6 and on the outside of the playoffs right now?
Nah, man. I thought I'd definitely be in.
Definitely.
Probably like second place with those numbers. Second, third at the worst.
I was thinking the same thing. We always talk about how you're the running back king, I guess we would say. You're always hoarding the second string running backs. Kind of came back to bite you a little bit this year. I don't think anybody really poked out and you had any of that magic this year. Was there anybody that Madison had a couple games, right?
He had
I think
Madison
Copeland
for like a
had a
week
couple
or two, but he didn't score much.
Gaskin.
and then Power.
Yeah.
I know you run through all of them, so.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like, right, you keep swinging, and you're like, well, shit, like, one of them got it hit. Gaskin was looking good for a while, but when he got hurt, and then, like, Kelly, Stone Feet Kelly.
I love that that's sticking. I made that up myself, by the
That
way.
dude's garbage.
Yeah.
I don't know how he has a job, but yeah, Hasty, he, that didn't work out. Yeah, just a bunch of misses, and then when you have your guy on IR, it just doesn't work out.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
That's kind of my main weakness, right? I have a lot of guys who can score big, but sometimes, like, given weeks, if you have a guy scoring donuts, that's tough to overcome.
Well, that's another thing that we were talking about right before we got you on. We were going over your schedule, and like I said, you had 7 games over 100. You had that loss to Bribe. Joe, correct me. I thought it was .04. It was .02. I believe.
Oh no, it was 0-4.
All right, so 0.4. I think that might be. I think Matt told me that might be the closest you can get.
.02 is
.02 is the closest you can get to a loss, but .04 is damn near the closest thing you can get to having a loss. And then we saw that you had 3 losses where your opponent scored over 100 points.
Where he scored over. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You scored over 100.
I'm sorry. You
lost.
scored over 100 points and lost. That was 3 times that happened this year. That's not good. That stinks. So that's got you sitting 2 games back. Like I said, we're 4-6. Brock ahead of you at 6-4. Right now, this week you got Average Joe's. Tom's team's not looking too good. I think we would all pencil you in for the predictions this week for a win. But we're going to jump ahead of that. So we got Tom, Tommy, and then Joey. I would say the next 2 weeks look like wins. And then that last week with Joey could be the one that gets you. But you could potentially run the table here. And with Brock having Matt, Joey, and Mike, it looks like he does have a couple losses on there. Any opinion on that?
Yeah, that's the hope. I know I'm not holding my breath because there were a couple times where I know when I played Brian, he had half his squad either hurt or on bye. And I mean, he already has half his squad to begin with. So, and I still lost that week. And then Brock, like, I don't know how he does it. Like, I'm looking at his team at first, I'm like, oh, these dudes garbage. And then he smokes me, and then now he's just killing it.
Safety high of the week this week.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. I mean, I think I can. It's tough. I'm holding out hope.
So all you got to do is make up the 2 games. Like I said, well, right now, I mean, you have a pretty sizable lead in points. So right now, it looks like instead of being back that extra half game, all you really need to do is make up them two games. And like I said, with Matt, Joey, who I mean, we know the year Joey's having, but then he has Mike after that. Like I said, it looks like he does have potentially 2 losses on that schedule where you would need to run the table. And I think you have the schedule to do it. Joe, any thoughts on that?
I guess when's Eckler coming back? I'm looking 3-12.
So Balaj is supposed to be the starter this week, and then there's talk of Eckler coming back next week. But that's been talked about for a couple of weeks now.
He's got to practice. He's already talked. Lynn talked about he's not going to throw him in there without a good week of practice. So he didn't practice yet. They said he's not going to practice this week. So yeah, I mean, you're probably looking at fingers crossed for the final week.
That could be something that could potentially help you with Brock having him, because that's a player that you need to start. But when somebody's coming back like that, especially with a player like Balaj playing as he is right now, that could be potentially one of the things where it takes away from Eckler, especially with him coming back from injury.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I think I can catch Brock.
Yeah, I think it's possible. Like I said, once we broke the schedules down, I saw that I would say next to me, I have Tom and Tommy, and then I have Bri, where you have Joey, and I think that makes our schedules a little different. But I think next to me that you have the quote unquote easiest schedule remaining. You could easily run the table, I think, and 7-6 I think can and should get you in the playoffs. I don't think you can catch Alex with Tommy still on the schedule, and I think he's 3 games ahead of you. He would need to lose out. You would need to catch him with the running the table. I don't think you'll be able to catch him. But yeah, I definitely think there's still a possibility to get that second Malone, be the first person to get that second championship.
Yeah, for sure.
Mike's here shaking his head.
Sorry, bud.
Mike, I think you're going to pull a Patriots in, when was it, 07, 06?
That was the 07 season. Yeah.
07?
Yeah.
Not cool.
It got it written all over it.
In your opinion, while we have you, who do you see, if you had Mike pulling a Patriots, you have them going to the championship, who do you have them playing and losing to?
I mean, yeah, well, he has to go and get the championship. I guess I was thinking the first round exit.
Jeez.
I mean, honestly, I think Mike's team is, head and shoulders above everyone else's team. Steve's team is looking real good.
I think over the past couple of weeks we've been talking about Steve's team, and I think I don't know if we were in a full agreement, but we've been talking about him potentially having the most complete and best roster, at least starter-wise, in the entire league in either division. Right there with Mike, even though Mike's 10-0, right there with him as far as starting roster goes.
Yeah, because Steve has the tight end.
And that's what the kicker is, dude. I looked at his roster before I got here today, and I'm like, how the hell is he projected 123 points? And then I'm like, it's 14 from Claiborne, and it's 15 from Kelsey, and then it's like 18 or 20 from Cook. I'm like, Jesus, dude, this is insane.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Yeah, I guess Cook is the one. Like, how does he get so good recently? Did he make a trade?
He had
A.J.
David,
Brown.
No, he had David Montgomery for Amari Cooper, and then he brought A.J. Brown came back from injury, but
And then Claypool, picked
I
Claypool.
think Steve was really the benefit of not getting hit with anything. We had a lot of teams go into COVID. He had to make some moves due to COVID, injuries. I don't think Steve really experienced any of that.
Yeah, James Conner had to deal with that for a week.
But he didn't miss that. He didn't miss that.
AJ Brown
he
lost a
didn't miss
couple
it.
weeks to injury.
Yeah, but I mean, like, since then, he got healthy at the right time.
Yeah, that's part of it. Because I know when I was up there, I didn't have any injuries, and then Odell, Ridley, and Gaskin all hit. And I mean, that's kind of, not to complain, that's kind of been everyone. Most people, basically, it's like most of us are either bad or 1 or 2 games above, below 500 still.
Yeah, but when it happens back to back to back like that, and especially this year with Fab, it makes it a little bit harder to adjust to things like that. And then you take into account COVID, all that. It makes it a lot harder, like I said, to make that adjustment and picking up players, trying to fill them spots when you lose a significant player as an Odell or as Gaskin became somebody like that. It's hard to replace that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Quick question for you. We always ask who do you want to see in the championship. Is there any team that's growing on you that you just don't want to see ever make it? Over the past maybe couple of years, you're just growing to, or even this year,
Or even the past couple of weeks.
more like a rival that you just want to see fail?
I don't think Tech's a rival. I think I just want to get to the second one before he does. So he's probably the one I don't want to see win. Lately it's probably been Alex. I hope his team just rots.
Yeah, we figured that. We saw that.
He's he does constantly remind us he's on a 7-game winning streak. On his way to a playoff berth, really, you're the only one that can stop him from getting that.
Yeah.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah, looking at his first playoff berth this year, which is disappointing for sure.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, if anyone's going to win, I'd rather it be someone who hasn't won before. Because one thing I always try to chase too, is I know Jake does his power rankings for the careers. So outside the season, that's always something that I think people look forward to being up there.
Yeah, I certainly look forward to it. Definitely.
Yeah.
A few more. I mean, kind of piggybacking off of that, we have career-long power rankings, but we're musical chairs down here at the bottom of the West. I like the analogy of the defensive dark arts teacher. Because 1 year someone's here, 1 year they're not. Is there anyone that you think, as we're looking through talent, should be on the top of the list to bring into the league? Anyone comes to mind?
Not that. I mean, I gotta have a few friends that I know play fantasy. I think the tough part with our league that makes it fun is that everyone, we all pretty much grew up together, so we But you know, like obviously they had it in the league. You know, everyone else, like we've been, like I've known you guys what, probably 25 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So there's like, there's like a lot of camaraderie there. So that's like the only thing that it's tough because you can't just bring in someone who's good, but they also have to be a good fit. You know, for the group chat, because obviously like you guys can get kind of ruthless.
And we do a lot of odd shit for a fantasy football league.
Yeah, you guys, I'm like, do you guys like each other? I'm like,
No, the answer is no.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
I'm like, how can you look somebody in the face after you said that to them?
Yeah, it's hard to tell somebody, yo, we got the draft lottery coming up, we got this, we got that, and then they not look at you like you got 3 fucking heads at 30 years old.
Yeah.
All right, so my last question for you to get you off the phone. Do you think you're gonna make the playoffs? Run the table and make the playoffs? You got Tom, Tommy, and Joey. Do we win all 3?
Yeah, I think I'll get there. I'm confident that Brock's gonna lose a couple games.
Okay.
I'll say, beginning of the year, making the schedule, I purposely put you and I last week, thinking that it could either separate who gets the bye. Turns out it might be who gets into the playoffs. I got some work to do, definitely. That'd be pretty cool. We can somehow get Brock to lose a couple, and you and I in the last week.
Yeah, fighting for that playoffs, but that's what it's all about there. Matt, you got any hard hitting questions?
Nope.
All right. Anything else you want to say? Anything you want to put out there to the league before we get you off the phone?
Man, I just want to thank Mike for jinxing me, talking about something I've never had a losing record, and then this year I fall into this shit.
Well, not yet.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not yet.
the 3-game run will get you to 7-6, and make sure we don't have that losing record for Jose. And you know that counts at the end of the year for them power rankings. All that shit comes into the play.
I mean, it's still impressive. He's the only one.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate you joining us via phone. It was our first time using technology to have a guest, and thanks.
All right, man.
All right, good
guys,
luck.
take care.
Yep.
See you, man.
All right, that was good.
That was Jose.
That was
our
That was
prior champ of the league.
Yeah, the 2018 champ. He defeated who the hell did he defeat? Oh, he defeated me.
He defeated you, actually, yeah.
Not a fan of Alex.
All right,
He's not a fan of Alex.
Nah. I was assuming that was going to be, especially Jose doesn't get too, as you heard him, talking about the way we talk to each other. He doesn't get too testy with people. But it seemed Alex ticked him off a little bit when Alex went on his, I guess maybe it was 4th rant a couple weeks ago.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That shit was funny.
But that was fun. Like I said, that was the first time we did anything over the phone. I think it worked out pretty well. We'll see how it works on there. We might need to use maybe a speaker or something next time. But we're going to jump right into our break and then come back with league news. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to dive into the much-anticipated playoff segment. We've been hyping this up for a couple weeks. We're actually hyping up something else. We're going to give you playoff odds, but we're not going to do that. We're going to start in the West. So right now,
Gotcha.
10-0. It's the hard hitting shit right here, bro. 10-0. The sanitation department has locked up a playoff spot. Congratulations to them.
What are my odds?
Pretty 100%.
100% actually.
And I would say to win the division, I would say probably about 99.9%.
I don't like that.
So it looks like a hell of a year for
Can
the
someone else? Oh yeah, Alex can still technically win.
So,
Alex can, but
yeah, he needs a lot. But he plays them.
What
They
a
play each
twist.
other, so we will dive into that. But Alex sitting at 7-3, the only team remaining in the West that can catch Mike for the bye. So congratulations to the Slanic Sanitation. I think they are on a 2-year hiatus. This is 2 years, right? This is after 2 years. This is the first time.
1 year.
First time in 2 years. He missed it in 18 and 19. He missed the playoffs.
Oh, you missed the point.
Yeah. So they're back in the dance. I know it's something they've been looking forward to.
I'm back, baby.
Yeah. So again, congratulations to them. But we're gonna dive into the rest of the division. I'm more gonna throw this one the commissioner's way since it's his division and he still has a fighting chance. But we're gonna start, like I said, with Alex. Alex sitting at 7-3, number 2 in the West. The remaining schedule of Charlie, Mike, and Tommy. That would be C Block's Biggest Loser, Slanic Sanitation. I can't get these out right now. And the Polska Mafia. Thoughts on Alex's remaining games?
Yeah, he's at least 8-4.
I think a win.
or 8-5.
I think
right?
a win pretty much. Yeah, win gets him in.
So he'll get in.
So we can pretty much pencil him in for a playoff berth.
I hope he goes 8-5. I'd like to see Charlie beat him, and then Mike and Tommy. I mean, it'd be interesting to see Alex beat Mike, just to see him in the streak. That'd be pretty funny, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, he's got Charlie this week, like we mentioned. This is a big game, 2 playoff teams, 2 potential first-time playoff teams, and then the big one, the Solanic Bowl. Something we missed last year. It's back this year, Thanksgiving. It's becoming a CBFFL tradition, I guess, right? That's something that...
Yes, when Alex is in the league.
That's our Thanksgiving Day tradition. But yeah, I think if anything, he loses the next 2 weeks. Tommy will be his win to get him to 8, which is a hell of a year. So I think we can pretty much lock Alex into the either 2 or 3 seed, but I would say pretty much 2 seed right now. Now there's 3 teams battling for one playoff spot. Brock 6-4, Jose 4-6, and of course the commissioner here at 3-7. We'll start with you. We'll go backwards.
Sure.
Start backwards and go up. You have shirts off, pants down this week.
Win.
You have the Brock football team after that.
Win.
And then Jose Hooligans.
Win.
So we're penciling in a 3-game win streak to end the season. All right, that'll put you at 6-7.
6-7.
Jose. All right, Jose has Tom this week.
Win.
And then he has Tommy.
Win.
And that would pretty much knock you out of the play.
No. Catch him in points.
You catch him in points. No, that would put him at 6. So that would put him at 6, and then he would play you last week. So you would have win, loss. Oh, excuse me,
Yes.
I put a 7. So that would have you jumping in front of Jose. You think you're going to catch him in points?
2 points.
You're gonna catch. You need 112, I think, right now.
114 is what I will.
114. There you go.
No, I need 100.
Oh, you need 112. You're gonna score 114 more than
more
him.
than him. Yes.
Brock,
Good luck.
Brock 6-4. He has the team over here on a 7-game losing streak.
Loss.
So that's going to be a loss. And then he has you,
Loss.
and then he has Mike.
Loss.
All right, so you got Brock finishing the season at 6-7. So you're saying there's going to be a 3-way tie at 6-7
Yes.
for the last playoff spot, and you are going to come out on top.
Yes.
Are you currently? Are you currently in last place in points in this?
The fuck
in
am I
this
doing this for?
3-game thing? You're 40 points behind Brock, though.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right, my opinion, I don't think both sides has any shot at making a playoff. I think Alex gets in, and I think this comes down to Brock and Jose. For me, I feel like I always throw shade at Brock, but I kind of agree with the commissioner on here. I think Brock hits a 3-game losing streak, and I think Jose sneaks his way into the playoffs with a 3-game winning streak. I think it's going to be like an epic comeback at the end of the season. So my playoff on the West would be looking Mike with the bye, Solanic Sanitation, Alexander's Greats, the 2 seed, and they would be facing Jose's Hooligans, who once again would make another playoff appearance. Matt.
I have the exact same way. I have Jose sneaking in the 3rd spot.
All right. So just to look ahead, I guess we can kind of give a little prediction. I guess your playoff matchup in the West, wild card, Alexander's Greats and Jose's Hooligans.
Who wins?
No.
Who loses, actually?
Yeah.
Give us that side of the story.
I think Alex would win that game.
All right, you're just hoping Alex wins that game.
So Jose loses.
So Jose actually would be the loser in that game.
But yeah, that's the West. Like I said, my West playoff picture right now: Mike, Alex, Brock. The commissioner has himself making it. That would be Mike, Brock, and you. No, Mike, Alex, and you. I'm sorry.
Do you know who I have winning?
No. No, I didn't think about that one. I don't want to hear the
Ask
scenario.
me who you have winning.
And you're on the same page as me. We both think the same way for the West.
I was going to say Alex and play Mike.
Anyway. East. The East is a little more wide open. We have Steve leading the division right now at 6-4. That would be what the hell's his team name? B-Block's Finest.
Yeah,
Him and Charlie tied with the same record. Steve has the division on points right now. I think I actually beat Charlie in points, so Steve has a sizable lead on Charlie. But again, this can go any way. I think all 3 of us have a shot. Obviously, I'm on the lower end of still getting the bye. So we'll do the same thing here. We'll start at the bottom. Matt, you have an outside shot at the playoffs. I think we both agree you would need to run the table pretty much, right?
Yes.
Brock this week coming up, the Brock football team. How do you feel about this week?
Last time I had a dreadful losing streak, Brock was the one that broke that.
I love that we know
So-
this information. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen again.
Well, let me say, should have run through it. Do you think that you can pull it off, 3-game win streak at the 6 and 7? And I would assume if you if you win 3 games in a row, you would stay ahead in points. So
I think that I'm going to get to 6 and 7, but I don't think you're going to lose 2 games.
no, yeah, and that's the kicker right now. That's what Monday night really
that game last week that I beat myself in, I think.
Second time you said that.
I did.
What
So
do you mean?
Tom at 4 and
I
6.
discussed that.
Tom's sitting the game out. He has Jose, me, and you left on the schedule.
Tom's team's in shambles, and
I
he's
just
a rough-
think.
he's a rougher.
Yeah, talent-wise, I don't. Again, he's mathematically in it. I just don't see his team being
He's
able
got a better
to
record
run.
than me.
Here's the wild card, I guess you could say. 'Cause if you look at Bry's team, I think he has. I mean, I know Hilaire now with Belair, he doesn't really have, like a RB1 per se, but he still has like a team that could put up points. He's sitting 1 game back. I think I have him a little bit on points right now, but he has Joe this week, Steve, and then myself. Do you think Bry would be able to have any shot at getting to the playoffs, or do you think the top 3 teams now are pretty much what we're looking at?
I think the top 3 teams are probably what's going to...
All right, so let me ask you this: what order are we going to finish here? I mean, it doesn't technically matter between second and third, but
Order?
how's this going to play out?
Who does Steve have left?
So Steve has Mike, so that's the big game this week.
Okay.
Bry and Charlie.
I think Charlie's going to be 1 seed.
Charlie's going to get the 1 seed, so he has Alex, you, and then of course Steve. I have Tommy, Tom, and then Bry.
I didn't realize.
I think
That last
Charlie,
game
I
could
think
be for the
Charlie and
1
Steve
seed.
are going to play for the 1 seed.
You think
That'd
so?
be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Shout out to the schedule.
So how's that work out? I mean, what number wins? Is that 8 wins? I guess you think wins the East? Is it gonna be an 8-5 record?
I think 8-5.
One of them go 2-1 to finish the season.
Yeah. I mean, they could get 3-0.
That would be a hell of a surprise.
Hey, you mean to tell me at the end of this year, not to bring it back to myself, but
You're really good at this, Joe.
Charlie could have made it further in the playoffs than me.
Didn't even play a game. Didn't even play a game
He
yet.
didn't
Yeah.
play a fucking game
Yeah.
yet. That sucks.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think it's going to be the 3. I think it's going to stay in the order that it is. I think Steve's going to get the bye, and it'll be me and Charlie in the wild card game. Kamish, I know it's not your division, but any thoughts on the East?
Yeah. I would say I think Steve probably has the most consistent team getting the playoffs.
Right now, over the course of the past couple weeks, projection-wise,
Yeah.
Steve has had the edge slightly over Mike.
He had a rough week last week.
Yeah. Real rough. Yeah. But he texted me during the week and said, "Obviously, I'm glad I got a week like this when I'm playing Tom. We put up 58 points. So that's nice. You win with a 72. That's we talked about it earlier. You can win 10-9. And all that matters is you get the win.
I'll go Steve 1.
So Steve gets the bye.
Yeah, Steve gets the bye. I think Charlie will end up playing you. I also don't think Brian's team. I know you said he has a team that can score. I mean,
If they're healthy, I think.
yeah,
Julio.
he put up what? What did he put up last week? 57.
Ryan,
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. I mean, he was missing a few players.
Like he kind of has a he kind of has like a boom bust team too, but it's just
Except there's just no boom.
It's not as the boom is not nearly as high.
And
as
it's hard to
Steve
do.
Cook.
Don't we all?
It's hard to it's hard to rely on that, especially at a time like this when he needs to win 3 games. I would think. I think I should be able to get to 7 with Tom, and Bry on the schedule. I think I should be able to hit
Yeah, your
7.
schedules.
Yeah, I think that's why
It worked out favorable.
That would be cool though to have Charlie and Steve playing for the
And then
1
me
seed
and
and you and Brian
Yeah,
playing to get in.
Yeah, right.
At the end.
But I think if you were to tell me in the beginning of the
Yeah,
year,
you and Tom was
Me
playing.
and Tom was playing.
if you were to tell me in the beginning of the year how everything would work out for me as far as McCaffrey getting hurt, players, my receivers getting hurt, 5-5, I'd be sitting in the playoff spot. Yeah, right. But at 5-5, sitting in the playoff spot, I think me and Mike talked about this. This is kind of exactly where I want it to be. At 500, give me a shot. I got a roster, I think, that could potentially make some noise in the playoffs. I'm not going to, if Tom stuck into the playoffs, he would have no shot in the first round. I feel like not only do I have a shot in the first round, I have a team that could potentially win a championship. Any other thoughts on the playoffs as we head into our prediction segment?
No, I think that whoever ends up getting the bye is going to come out of the East.
Okay, so that's
If it's Charlie,
there's
or
your
Steve.
prediction. All right.
Yeah. And I think they'll play probably Mike, but
By playoff time, maybe we can get some stats on that. Actually, I guess we don't even need stats on. We've only had 1 year where someone had a bye, so I guess we don't really have too much information on that. Any thoughts on the playoffs going forward? I know 3-7 doesn't really have too much of a it's not too much of a bright spot, but there's still a chance.
you can always go 6 and
It's
7.
an outside chance. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can always
make
go
the
6 and
playoffs.
7 and have a chance to squeak in.
And the cool, like I said, the thing is for you is you don't have that half game to worry about right now.
No, I have points.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You don't have that half game. Like there's some people in positions where they're behind, and that half game can kind of kick you in the ass in the end.
Second in points our division in last place. Sucks.
But all right, we'll see how everything plays out in week 11 and going forward. And we're gonna move on to our week 11 predictions. All right, we're gonna move ahead to our weekly predictions. I don't have the numbers on where we stand, so we'll get that to you.
I have those.
Oh, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay. I'm the only one prepared for this, and I wasn't prepared for this. All right, so we're gonna dive into what we always dive into first. The team of the league, I guess the gold standard, the Patriots, if you will. The Globe
Jose?
Red Gym Purple
Oh.
Cobras.
Jose's number 1 in the power rankings.
No,
right?
he's not.
He is.
No, I'm still number
No,
1.
I can't.
Yes, I do.
How?
You want me to break the stats down for you?
Yeah, because you guys have the same record. But you have a 4-9 season.
I have more wins than him.
No, you don't. You have the same
Same
amount
amount
of
of wins.
I have no
You have a
more,
losing season.
more championship appearances. That's what.
Yeah, but you have a losing season. He has the most.
I got GM of the year.
You voted yourself GM of the
No,
year.
I won the first one.
Nobody voted you GM
Yes,
of
we
the year.
did.
No,
We
they
do it every
didn't.
year. If we can go back in the fucking.
All right, I
poll-
voted Jose GM of the year when he won the title.
You can't.
Now you have the same GM of the
You
year.
can't. Well, first of all, you can't. He went 7-6.
He was GM of the year. He
He
won the
won.
title.
Nah, that's not how it plays out. It's only
That's
regular
how it plays
season.
out.
It's only regular season. You know that.
And he beat you.
This
He
is
beat
something-
you.
this is
Yeah.
something we'll get off camera.
Wait. Your championship appearance was against Jose, who beat you.
Mike, didn't we go through this? And wasn't I still one?
Why are we
And
discussing
this is what
now?
we've been talking about. I've been saying I could lose my.
To be fair,
I could
Jake.
lose my top spot if I have a bad year. That's
These
what I
are
kept saying.
Jake's rankings, so he can put them however he wants.
It's not my rank.
Power rankings can't be subjective,
They're
man.
not my power. I said
I'll
these
take it
out.
past 4 though.
As Jose said, I send them out at the end of the year, and everyone gives their opinion.
Was that top 4?
Let's get back on track.
Weekly predictions.
Yes.
Yeah, before we start getting on my goddamn nerves.
Start with the golden standard of the league right now. Atlantic Sanitation versus B-Block's Finest. B-Block's Finest is looking at about a 17.
Whoa, dude, hold up.
What's going on?
Yeah, all right. Global Gym's
17
going up.
point. No,
Cobra's
we're on
going up
B-Block's
against.
Finest.
We're not on
Look
B-Block.
to the left.
Going up against the Polska Mafia. Right now, the Polska Mafia. Oh my god. He doesn't have players in, but right now I'm a 57-point favorite. Who do you like this week?
Gotta hope Tommy.
You taking Tommy?
No.
All right. Matt?
I'm hopeful, not stupid.
All right, I'm going to take myself. And America, you take me every week. Well, next on, I got Average Joe's. All right, next we got Average Joe's going up against Jose Hooligans. Looks like Jose right now, I don't know if they have their 4 rosters in, but Jose would be a 7-point favorite going into this week. Big game for both teams. Like I said, both Tom and Jose still in the playoff race. Commish, how do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, I think this one's going to be. Oh, we never mentioned, but interdivision games this week across the board.
Go on.
Yeah.
This is his schedule making.
Yeah.
And this is the last week. This is I think we did the same. We switched the format a little this year. Right?
Yes, we did.
So we didn't do set like.
Oh yeah, opinions on format. Give that, and we can put a poll out. But
If you liked how the
Yeah.
schedule was, we kind of
We can-
stagger
yeah,
games, interleague games, if you will.
one whole week staggered and a whole week at the end.
Yeah, I like the last one. I like how you did week 10 was another full slate of it, and then we're done with it.
Give me Tom.
Tom. Tom, really?
Tom.
Oh shit!
Did you take Jose earlier?
Yes.
You took Jose earlier.
That wasn't my hopeful. So I wanted
These
to play
are the
hopeful.
ones that
These
count.
are legit.
This is for we're gonna have next year we'll have the top dog.
Oh,
We'll have a little stuff down.
Jose.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Jose. America. I'm gonna take myself as the lock of the week. I forgot to say
All right. Actually, I kind of like Tom too. Give me Tom.
Next we have the Wissinoming Radskins going up against the Brock football team. Every game, I'm not going to say this about every game. Every game has playoff implications on both divisions. So Wissinoming Radskins, Brock football team. Matt right now looking like a 20-point favorite. I think
Brock's
he's
He's missing a receiver.
All right, so that won't make up
Yeah.
much. Matt looks like he's going to be actually like a 10-point favorite going into the week. How do you see this one playing out?
Matt ends the streak 4-7.
Is this over?
Yeah.
It's over this week? Are we locking it up?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the lock.
Lock it.
That has worked out wonders for me in the past.
It's worked out. I don't think I've got it right like all year.
I think
we
this
haven't gotten much right.
I think this is the nail in the coffin.
One week I took Brock over Jose. You got Brock
take
beating me?
Brock. Yeah, America.
Matt. Matt, this is it, buddy.
This is the first
This
time
is
I
the
think
comeback.
America has chosen Matt all year.
Do or
This
die.
actually might be the first time he's chosen.
You're welcome for the win.
Next
Where the
game
hell
we
were you
have
last 7 weeks?
both sides of the bun going up against shirts off, pants down.
Joe.
Sorry
to cut you off.
You are not first.
Chris Carson has scored 0 right now, and Ingram's out, so it's kind of a wash.
Okay. So yeah. All right. So we'll call it for what it is. We'll call this game a toss-up. I believe the. What?
No, good.
I believe the loser of this game will officially be eliminated from the playoffs. So again,
Really? Brian's 4-6.
what is the theme? They will not be eliminated. If Joe loses, I believe he will be eliminated.
That is true.
Not Brian, but he pretty much will be eliminated. Who do you like this week?
Me.
Lock it up.
No.
Matt?
Joe.
Deja vu all over again.
I'm going to take Joey. And America?
Brian.
Ooh. Brian keeping the playoff hopes alive, huh?
DK's gonna eat.
The big one. Actually, yeah, you know what? Fuck, we'll do this here since I already said it's the big one. B-Block's finest going up against Atlantic Sanitation. 10-0. It's on the line.
Top of the division on each side.
Yeah, this is a potential. Right now, we would say these are the two best teams in the league. And this is a potential championship.
Would it be unprofessional to answer a phone call right now?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a potential championship
hoping you were
preview.
answering
So, Kamish, it looks like right now, Atlantic Sanitation has Taysom Hill in, who's projected only 5 points. I don't really know what the thinking is right there. But right now, they look like they are a 17-point underdog. Who you like?
Hello?
Hello. Say Steve or Mike. I like Mike.
You like Mike? All right. I wanna be like mine. Who you like?
I didn't even look at the game, to be honest. I
like
Ah.
Steve.
What'd you think, Tracy?
yes. God, I hope Mike wins.
I'm gonna go Steve. I think the streak ends. I do this every week.
I don't want it to.
And America, who do you like this week?
I full disclosure, I do not feel good about these guys, but me, lock it up.
You haven't said that all year, so.
He's starting Cam Newton. What are you worried about?
Everyone else on his team.
The rest of his team.
Yeah, the rest of his
Yeah.
dynamite team that he has.
Yeah, but Dalvin Cook's playing Dallas.
That is the game of the week right there. Obviously, like I said, we got maybe a championship preview. Last game on the slate, Alexander Straight's going up against C Block's biggest loser. This is huge for both of them. Alex can lock up a playoff spot, his first ever. Charlie can get one step closer to a playoff spot, but more importantly, one step closer to the bye. Right now, with the rosters, it look like are fully in. Actually, no, I think. Can he? Yeah. Alex still has the potential to switch out his tight end to make it just a little bit closer projection-wise, but right now it looks like it's about a 5.5, 6 point game. We'll call it 6. That's in Charlie's favor. Commissioner, who do you like?
Give me the Browns. Charlie.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be Charlie.
Do you have a lock of the week this week?
I think I'm all out of locks.
You don't have one this week? Matt, who do you like?
Charlie.
Charlie.
I'll give you one. Sorry, I didn't realize. Give me Matt over Brock. Lock of the week.
In this matchup, I'm
The
think
gimme is you versus Tommy, but
I think I'm going hopeful this week. Alex rides the another one to 8, and America last game. Who you like?
Char by 10. You know what? Char by 15.
Oh, that's always just to rub it in a little bit. All right, that's it for our weekly predictions. I think this was a pretty fun show. We had Jose on the telephone, worked out pretty good. Ran over our playoff predictions. My two co-hosts, as you can see, this is why they're considered co-hosts, out on their phones most of the time. Good luck, everybody, in Week 11, and we appreciate you watching the show. I think it goes like, share, subscribe, comment.
Do it all.
Anything you can do on the social media platform.
Email, text.
Anything.
Do we have an email?
Holler the fuck at us. CBFFL. Deuces.